your Playhouse of Favorites. How do you do? This is Robert Anthony Dean, inviting you to your Playhouse of Favorites. Our favorite story today is Treasure Island, with Billy Redfield as Jim Hawkins. This is a tale of pirates and treasure trove and a boy's dream of adventure come true, from the pen of Robert Louis Stevenson. In a moment, Treasure Island. From its place on the shelf of immortal romantic classics, we take down Treasure Island.
I, Jim Hawkins, at the request of my friends, Squire Trelawney and Dr. Livesey, do hereby set down the narrative of Treasure Island. This is to preserve for posterity the particulars of what befell us there. And I remember every incident as though it had happened yesterday. But that's as may be. The proper place to begin is at the beginning, and that is where I shall begin. My father and mother ran an inn on the English coast called the Admiral Benbow. I was a lad of but 15 when a brown old seaman with a saber cut and carrying an old sea chest came to lodge at our inn. His name was Bill Bones, and we soon grew to fear him. He drank all our stock of rum and would not pay his bill. And each night in our tavern room would sing the same fearful song, ringing the rafters with it.
15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. Drink and the devil had done for the rest. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. Oh, Jim! Jim Hawkins! Ask me, where's that lad?
Hi, sir.
Jim? You haven't seen a one-legged devil sneaking about the inn, have you?
A one-legged... No, Captain, I haven't.
Good. If you ever do, tell old Bill Bones quick as rain, and I'll give you a silver doubloon. 15 men on a dead man's chest. Oh, yo, ho, ho.
My father died a few weeks later, and Bill Bones continued to drink us into poverty. We were mortally afraid of him, my mother and I, but he too was afraid of others beyond our ken. There were reports of mysterious cutthroats lurking around the premises, and when Bill Bones heard these, he turned pale. It seemed that they were after his sea chest and what was in it, so he said. Then one day, Bill Bones had a stroke and fell dead. Dr. Livesey, a great gentleman and a dear friend of ours, gave the verdict. Rum. And it seemed simple enough. It was then that Mother and I decided to take what was due us from Bill Bones' sea chest. And so we went up to his room, and I proceeded to pry it open. Ah, there it is, Mother, look.
Aye.
Here's a quadrant, a tin cannikin, some tobacco, 2 brace of pistols.
Aye. And little of great value, 'twould seem. An old Spanish watch, a pair of compasses.
Mother, this bag. It sounds like money.
Open it and see, Jim.
Well, look, why, it's...
Lord help us. It's a fortune.
What's that?
Someone's at the door downstairs.
Hiya, you two. Open this door before we slit your throat. You know what you're about, you lad. Let's get the treasure, my heart.
rogues who've been sneaking about after Bill Bones' chest.
Fine, if the cutthroats catch us here, Mother, we're done.
Oh, Jim!
Let's go out the back way. Hurry, Mother. It's our only chance. I snatched up the bag of gold, and without being aware of it, a waterproof packet of papers. We ran out into the darkness and by a miracle escaped undetected by the ruffians who were forcing the entrance to our inn. Mother and I hastened direct to the house of Dr. Livesey in safety. As my mother was being calmed by the doctor's wife, I entered Dr. Livesey's study. Squire Trelawney, another friend of my father's, was there, and I poured out my story.
Well, you're lucky to have a whole skin, Jim, my boy.
Aye, Dr. Livesey, that I know.
What do you make of it, Mr. Trelawney?
Well, now, most interesting. Most interesting indeed. Shall we have a look at the papers, Doctor?
A capital idea.
Lord love us, Dr. Livesey. Look, it's a map of an island. Exact longitude and latitude, instructions written out, and a cross.
Yes, Mr. Trelawney. And will you note what's written under that cross?
Treasure buried here.
Treasure?
Yes, lad. And now, Mr. Trelawney, note the initials.
Captain J.F. J.F.? Why, those are the initials of Captain Flint, the buccaneer.
Exactly, Mr. Trelawney. Captain Flint, as black a pirate as ever sailed the main and cotton on his throat. And this is Treasure Island, where he buried his loot. Treasure Island.
Captain Livesey, are you game?
Game for what, Mr. Trelawney?
To go after this gold.
I'm game, sir. I'm your man. I'll go and so will Jim, won't you, lad?
Aye, aye, sir, I will.
Livesey, you'll give up your wretched practice at once. Tomorrow I start for Bristol. In 3 weeks I'll have the finest ship there is in all England. The finest ship, sir, and the choicest crew. And young Jim Hawkins here can serve as cabin boy.
But there is one man I'm afraid of.
Name him, sir. Who is the dog?
You, Trelawney.
I?
Yes. You are a man of many virtues and of but one fault. You cannot hold your tongue.
But
I tell you this as a friend, Mr. Trelawney. Those bold and desperate rogues who broke into Admiral Bembo tonight have a whiff of this treasure. They know of this map, and they'll move heaven and earth to get it. If they hear of our projected cruise, well...
Yes, Livesey. Of course. You're right.
In short, all of us must swear ourselves to secrecy. Jim?
I won't breathe a word of it, Dr. Livesey.
Mr. Trelawney?
I'll be as silent as the grave.
Thus, Squire Trelawney went to Bristol and outfitted a vessel, a beautiful craft called the Hispaniola, and Dr. Livesey and I followed him to Bristol shortly thereafter. And the day finally came when we were to start our voyage. Mr. Trelawney gave me a message and told me to deliver it to an inn with the sign of the Spyglass. Here I would find the proprietor, a one-legged man called Long John Silver, who was sailing with us as ship's cook. I spied him in the rear of the inn. Mr. Silver, sir?
I am Long John Silver. Who may you be, lad?
Jim Hawkins.
Hawkins? Oh, to be sure, cabin boy on the Hispaniola. Shiver me timbers, Jim, I'm glad to see you. You're a lad, you are, but you look smart as paint. I warrant you'll do.
Well, thank you, sir.
Now then, Jim, have you come to pass the time of day?
Well, here's a message, Mr. Silver, from Mr. Trelawney.
To be sure. Fine, hearty man, the squire. Landlubber to begin with, but seaworthy, I'll wager. Let me see. All hands aboard by 4 this afternoon.
Yes, sir. We'll be sailing out with the tide.
Oh, pieces of eight, pieces of eight.
What's that?
That's my parrot. Picked him up on the Barbary.
Oh.
That's for old Flint's treasure. Old Flint's treasure.
Hail that clacking tongue, you feathered varmint. I'll wring your neck.
I've heard that song. 15 men on a dead man's chest.
You have, eh? Well, 'tis a common shanty among seamen, I'll warrant. Who did you hear sing it?
A man named Bill Bones.
Bill Bones, eh? I don't know the tar and don't want to. Sounds like a proper piece of skullduggery, it does, a name like that. Jim, my lad.
Aye, Mr. Silver?
I've got my affairs to straighten. You step lively to Squire Trelawney, pay him my respects, and tell him that Long John Silver will be there at the appointed time.
I returned to the ship's cabin and there found Dr. Livesey, Squire Trelawney, and the Hispaniola's master, Captain Smollett. I told them of delivering the message to Long John Silver and jokingly spoke of the one-legged man's parrot. But this did not seem funny to Captain Smollett.
That parrot settles it, Mr. Trelawney.
What do you mean, Captain Smollett?
You've been talking. This is supposed to be a secret voyage with sealed orders. Yet the news is all about Bristol.
I assure you, Captain, I've not said a word.
It appears that you have, Trelawney, I'm sorry to say. If the parrot knows of the treasure hunt, then he got it from Long John Silver. And it's you who hired the man.
Which brings me to a point. I'm a plain man and I speak plain. I don't like this cruise and I don't like the crew you've signed on, Mr. Trelawney. I'll stake my reputation. There's many a cutthroat among them. Further, this is a hunt for treasure, and the secret's been blabbed about so that every man before the mast knows it. You take gold and desperate men, and they strike sparks. In short, gentlemen, there's a foreboding of trouble aboard, and plenty.
I differ with you, Captain Smollett. Take this man, Silver, now. There never was a more upright man.
I'll not argue the point. I don't even know the man. But I sure smell mutiny before I begin, and I'm not the man to avoid proper precautions.
What do you suggest, Captain Smollett?
First, Dr. Livesey, we'll keep that map of the island locked and safe. Second, we'll shift the arms and powder to a hideaway under my cabin. Third, we'll keep a sharp weather eye out for treachery.
Oh, you're seeing ghosts in the dark, Captain. I tell you, the crew is of good quality and honest timber.
I'm captain of this cruise, Mr. Trelawney, and I'm responsible for the safety of this ship and the life of every man jack aboard her. You'll either allow me to take those precautions or I resign.
Very reasonable, Captain. And speaking for Mr. Trelawney and myself, we agree.
Captain Smollett, it seemed, was wrong. The ship proved to be a good ship, the voyage calm, and the crew capable and well-behaved. We all waited eagerly for the sight of Treasure Island, which might appear at any time. Then late one afternoon, I went down to the apple barrel. It was almost empty, and I went into the barrel bodily so that I could pick one up off the bottom. It was dark in the huge receptacle, and the motion of the ship was soothing, and I must have become drowsy. At any rate, I awoke to the sound of voices nearby. And what I heard froze my blood in horror.
Well, Silver, we're nigh to the island. Ain't it time to jump now and slit their throats and make off with Captain Flint's treasure?
Look, Israel Hands. I'm captain of them who's in on this, and I'll not be hasty.
That's as may be, but quick sometimes best. When do we strike the blow?
You're a lubber with a head like a block of wood, mate. Trelawney's got the map, and without it we can't find pirates' loot. Smollett's the only man who can navigate the Hispaniola. Without him, we'd never get back.
What do we do then, Silver?
We bides our time. We let Trelawney and Livesey and the others help us aboard with the treasure. Let Smollett sail us back to the trade wind.
Then we jump.
Aye, athwart the beams right and proper. Dead men don't bite. I learned that sailing with Captain Flint under the Skull and Bones.
Land ho! Land ho!
You hear that, Israel? Look outside of the island. The island, aye. Treasure Island. A place none of us will forget, mate. I warrant every man jack will remember it well.
The curtain falls on Act One of Treasure Island, a presentation of your Playhouse of Favorites. Treasure Island. The curtain rises on Act Two. Thus our friends had sailed to Treasure Island to search for the treasure the old pirate, Captain Flint, had buried there. And it was just as they sighted the place that Jim Hawkins overheard a conversation that froze him with horror. A number of the crew, under the leadership of one-legged Long John Silver, were planning to mutiny, steal the treasure, and murder every honest man aboard. There were pirates aboard, and Silver himself, who had seemed as honest as the day was long, had sailed with the infamous Flint himself. Jim goes on with the story.
The moment the two cutthroats went away, I hastened down to the captain's cabin and broke the news. They were shocked, but they rose to the emergency.
I must confess I've been a fool, Captain. 'Twas I who signed these blackguards aboard.
Aye, but in truth I was fooled too, Mr. Trelawney. I never saw a crew so well behaved. I never saw a sign of mutiny during the whole voyage. If I had,
Well, where do we go from here, gentlemen?
Well, as Jim tells us, they won't do anything immediate. We know their plans, and perhaps we can strike ourselves. We know that we can count on a few of the honest hands aboard, too. The main thing now is to keep a sharp lookout for tricks.
We passed out loaded pistols secretly to the men we were sure of. Then Captain Smollett sent a party ashore headed by Long John Silver. I hid myself in one of the longboats. When it landed, I sneaked away from the rest of the party and wandered along the shore for a while. I was about to enter the woods when I saw what seemed to be an apparition. A figure which I could not make out. Something I had never seen before. First, it was just a figure flitting through the trees. Something not quite human. Then, as it emerged from the gloom, I saw that it was an old man in tattered rags.
Stand, lad. Stand, I'll not hurt you. I'm poor Ben Gunn, I am. And I haven't spoke to a Christian these 3 years.
3 years? Were you shipwrecked?
Nay, mate. Marooned. Marooned by buccaneers. Black pirates rot their souls. I've lived on goats and berries and oysters, mate, but my heart is sore for Christian diet. You might not have a piece of cheese about you now, would you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a pity. Many's the long night I've dreamed of cheese. Toasted mostly. Oh, what's that?
That's Long John Silver and his mutiny crew.
Long John Silver? Oh, I know him well. And if I know him, he comes for the treasure Captain Flint's hid away. Is that it, lad?
Aye.
You'll never find the gold, and you can lay to that. No, you'll never find it. Old Ben Gunn'll see to that proper.
I told Ben Gunn the full story, and he agreed to help us in every way he could. Meanwhile, events transpired. Captain Smollett, Squire Trelawney, Dr. Livesey, and the honest hands had gone ashore and taken possession of an old stockade, while the pirates were holding their drunken revel. Too late, Silver learned of this, and he and his men attacked. I managed to sneak into the stockade just as the battle was tapering off.
Well, the villains have stopped firing, Trelawney.
So they have. No, we've discouraged them, I warrant. Left several of the rogues on their backs in the clearing.
Look, gentlemen, here comes Long John Silver.
Aye, Doctor. Hobbling up on his crutch and carrying a white flag. I suspect treachery, I do. Keep indoors, men. 10 to 1 this is a trick. You, Silver, stand over fire.
I get throws.
What do you want?
Come in and talk terms.
Then you'll come in alone with none of your cutthroats.
I trust you, Captain Smollett. No harm will come to me. You're an honest man.
All right, Jim, let him in.
Yes, sir.
Well, Silver, be quick about it.
Aye. Now then, we gentlemen of fortune out there.
Let's call a name, Silver. Pirates.
Call us what you will, Sawbones. Words but a wind. Don't fire like a gun or cut like a cutlass. Aside from that, here's the point. We've got the ship's stores, and you've lean provisions. Inside of 3 days, you'll starve.
Well, why don't you wait and starve us out then?
To tell you the truth, Captain Smollett, I'm a humane man. Hey, but you've misjudged me cruelly.
Oh, come to the point, Buccaneer. You've a proposition, else you wouldn't be here.
In truth, I have. It's this. My hearties out there have had enough bloodshed. They're impatient to go treasure hunting, Captain. They need your map as to where the treasure's hid.
Aye, I'll warrant they do.
We have ship stores, you have the map. We'll trade you half the stores for the map. You give us the plan. Then we'll all sail back together and forget this little quarrel. Mates again, so to speak, in an equal share in the spoils.
How do we know that you'll stick to your bargain?
Why, Captain, you have me word. Besides, you're in no position to be particular, and you can lay to that.
And if we don't make this bargain?
Then, Squire Trelawney, before an hour's out, we'll stove in your blockhouse like a rum punch and cost what it may in blood. Aye, you smile now. By thunder, you'll smile on the other side before we're through.
Them that'll die'll be the lucky ones.
Well, gentlemen, what do you say?
I say he's got us over a barrel, Captain Smollett.
Aye, we're back to the wall. Give him the map, I say.
And the rest of you? Well, Silver, you heard.
Aye, a wise decision, mates, and you'll not regret it. A handsome transaction all around.
The moment they got the map, the pirates lost all interest in the stockade. They immediately set out to find the treasure Captain Flint had hidden years ago. I followed them through the woods close by, for I had a rendezvous to make. And I heard Long John Silver rehearse the progress they had made.
Well, lads, we're hot on the scent now. You'll be rolling in doubloons for you through. Now, look, you mates. First of all, according to this Flint's map here, we found the tall tree on Spyglass Shoulder bearing a point to the north and northeast. Then, east-southeast and by east, 10 feet to the trend of the east hummock, and then 10 fathoms south of the black crag with a face on it. Then, according to this plan, the treasure should be hid by that tall tree standing in the thicket. Silver. Fast, mates. What's that? Silver. That's Captain Flint's words, and that's his voice, I swear. Mills, Yilsrill. Flint's dead and buried these many years.
Let's get out of here.
Darby McGraw! Bring the rum, Darby! Or I'll choke you with a Jolly Roger and feed you to the show.
That's Flint, I tell you, or it's the ghost of Flint. Darby McGraw was his cabin boy. This cursed island is habited by spirits, Silver. We'd best leave easy and gentle. Belay there, shipmates. There's 700,000 pounds through that thicket by yon tall tree. And I'll not be beat by man or devil to get that gold.
Now, fast, Silver. Don't you be crossing any spirit. What say, my hearties? Shall we fly in the face of the beyond?
Now then, lads, let's think this out. Yon voice was no spirit now. Didn't you hear the voice echo? Now then, no man ever saw a spirit with a shadow. No man ever heard a spirit's voice echo. Stands to reason that some man out there's trying to put the fear in us. But are we afeard of any man? No! Then hold, lads. The treasure over there by that tall tree. Thousands of pounds, thousands of them. Doubloons and guineas and pieces of eight.
Well, Silver, you see what we all see?
Aye. An empty hole dug in the ground. Someone's been here for us.
Look here, mates. Look here. There's naught but a blasted empty hole.
That's your 700,000 pounds, is it, Silver? You're the man for bargains, ain't you? You never bungled anything, did you, you wooden-headed lubber? Only Captain Smollett and the rest of the fine gentlemen in the stockade tricked you. They knew the treasure weren't here. That's why they give you the map.
But I believe them, Israel Hands, I swear.
Swear me nothing, Silver. Your time has come. Huh, mates?
You'd not kill a one-legged man, a man that can't defend himself.
Oh, we wouldn't. Would we now, Silver? Wouldn't we?
Stand your distance, all of you. Hands up. Don't take a step.
While the pirates fought among themselves, Ben Gunn and I quickly made for the vessel where the rest of our party was waiting with the treasure safely in the hold. It was Ben Gunn who had dug it up and hid it elsewhere until we could take it aboard. And to Ben Gunn we gave the biggest cheese on the whole ship. And he was the happiest man in the world. We set sail, leaving the pirates marooned on the island. But Silver was destined to lead a charmed life to the end. In the confusion of the fight, he managed to escape the pirates and slip aboard ship. But his presence was quickly discovered, and he spent the voyage in irons. It was many months later that I again came to the Admiral Benbow Inn where I was born. And there was my mother waiting for me, glad to see me as I knew she would be. I held her close and kissed her joyful tears away. And as I did so, I told her that we were rich. Rich beyond our dreams, for now we could close the Admiral Benbow Inn and open another. A new inn, 20 times the size of the Admiral Benbow. The picture I painted was reflected in her eyes. A fine place with beautiful appointments. And we built it as she saw it. And we named it, yes, we named it, Treasure Island.
And so the curtain falls on Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson and presented on your Playhouse of Favorites. This is Robert Anthony Dean, reminding you that front row seats are reserved for you the next time our curtain rises on another romantic classic, presented to your favorite listening pleasure by your Playhouse of Favorites.